For years, we've all heard the accusation, Israel is an apartheid state. Well, on my recent trip to Israel, I saw for myself that unfortunately, it is true. Imagine for a minute that somewhere in the US there was a large government sign that said, by state law, no African American people are allowed. Or, by the government order, no Chinese people are allowed. Can you imagine what outrage it would create? Civil rights groups would mobilize instantly. There would be an explosion of media. There would be discrimination lawsuits within hours. Because the idea that someone could be prohibited from entering an area simply because of race or ethnicity is morally unacceptable in our society. But now let me show you what I saw in Israel. As we were driving down Route 60, about 15 minutes south of Jerusalem, there was a large official sign that read, "Entry forbidden for Israeli citizens." Now, everyone understands that Israeli citizens is a code word for Jews. Israeli citizens who are Arab traveled in and out of that area, and we saw it. They do it routinely. But I, who is not an Israeli citizen, but a Jew, cannot enter there. So it's all about being Jewish, not about citizenship. And just a bit further down the road, there was another sign with more detail, explaining that this was a prohibition under Israeli law. So, by the very definition of segregation or apartheid, the state itself is enforcing an ethnic restriction. And by the way, in all my travels across Israel, I never saw once a government sign that would say, "No Arabs allowed," or "Entry prohibited to citizens of Muslim countries." So, after all that, when we see businesses in America or in Europe with signs that say Israelis not welcome, why are we surprised? We Jews started it in Israel. When we Jews create areas that are openly Juden rein, and it is enforced by law, we shouldn't be shocked when similar attitudes surface everywhere. If we believe that an African American man should have a right to walk anywhere, wherever he wishes, anywhere in the world, then we should also believe that a Jewish man should have the right to walk anywhere where he wishes around the world. But this is not it. If a Jew builds a home in an area that Arabs think is theirs, it's labeled occupation. But one second. I built my home in Baltimore. The U.S. government thinks that Baltimore is their territory. But even though it thinks so, it doesn't accuse me of occupation. So if a Jew can build a home anywhere in the U.S., and it's not considered occupation, why can't a Jew build a home on the outskirts of Jerusalem and suddenly it is considered occupation? Creating areas where people of certain race, religion, or ethnicity are legally barred from entering or building a home is the textbook definition of segregation. And I believe that Israel is the only country in the civilized world where such a thing exists. So yes, unfortunately, Israel is an apartheid state.